Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. This is going to be a spoiler-heavy review for the last episode of The Mandalorian of Season 2. And we're going to dive right into spoilers. Lucasfilm, if you honestly think that bringing Luke Skywalker in at the last moment to save the day is going to have all of us Luke fans happy to see him and say all is forgiven, you're wrong. All is not forgiven on that front. You see, Luke Skywalker is the hero of the rebellion who destroyed the Death Star. But then you guys diminished it, saying Luke Skywalker wasn't the hero. Jyn Erso was. She's the one that got the things. Why can't they both be the ones to be heroes, you know? Nope, the woman has to be the biggest hero. You think that all that plus a slew of other disrespectful things you did with Luke Skywalker, like in The Last Jedi and whatnot, you think that's all going to be forgiven? Just because you did, or you brought him in to kick ass as a Jedi in this last episode? I liked seeing him in this episode, don't get me wrong, folks. But all is not forgiven because we know how Luke, or we remember how he was treated in the expanded Disney content. Objectively, I would give this a 7 out of 10. Writing was a little weak in a couple of spots. Pacing was great. Action was good. Cinematography, directing, all of that was good. CGI and the use of the Force, not so good. You see, I noticed, it's like, wait a second, I actually had to go back while I was watching it the first time, and I'm like, 1,002. Oh my god, it took 2 seconds for a freaking Force reaction. When he uses the Force push, 1, 2, boom, then the guy goes flying. When he uses the Force push again to shove the crate against the Dark Trooper, 1, 2, then it starts moving. Delayed Force, bad CGI for Mark Hamill's lip movement. You did a great job with the de-aging. I will say this, that was leagues better than episode 9. Good job there. I just wish that they could have, and I'll put this as a subjective note, but objectively, your lip movement for Mark Hamill, like that, wasn't very good. As you see me talk, you see my lips moving in a comprehensive fashion, where or basically to drop one of the words, abilities, I mean, you could kind of do minimal lip movement, but yeah, that is a big gripe. But the texture of the face de-aging was a lot better than Rise of Palpatine. So yeah, objectively, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Subjectively, I will give this a 7.5 out of 10. I have the gripes because of how bad Lucasfilm did with Luke Skywalker, and there's just seeing him, it's kind of ripping open a wound. I mean, it's just, you guys mistreated him so much. You also put out a lot of questions that now need to be answered. Is Grogu going to die in the next 20 years? You gotta have to answer that because the First Order takes up, I mean, unless this is the very first step in which you guys are destroying the sequel trilogy, and by all means, please do. No offense to the last performances of Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford, but I'm sorry. You guys got a lot to make up for. This is not, all is not forgiven with this episode. It was good to see Luke Skywalker in action, yes, but at least do it frickin' right. I mean, you guys could have gone back in post and launched those guys the second Luke put out his hand. Come on now. Also, wasted opportunity. You could have dropped a line like, or of Luke saying, "You look a lot like Yoda." Grogu would have heard that. Grogu knew Yoda. Possibly. And he would have perked up and he'd be like, "You know Yoda? Okay, I can trust you a little more." That would have been a great opportunity. But that was missed. Entertainment value for the showgoer, 9 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I will admit that. I will admit from a show-going or movie-going perspective, I enjoyed this episode. The fighting scenes were great, but there's also just another objective flaw. It set up the huge tension between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin because Din Djarin won the Darksaber. All of that was forgotten as soon as Skywalker showed up. So hopefully they'll fix that in season 3, but they kind of really left that on a huge cliffhanger and then just completely forgot as soon as the Jedi showed up. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be the review. The show, or this one, was objectively decent. Subjectively, there's a lot to unpack. But overall, from a show-going perspective, I enjoyed it. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the review. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Stay tuned for tonight's versus stream, another season finale. It's Batman versus Iron Man. And it's going to be Angry Vader, who suggested it. Mongo's Big Think, Rosetta Allen, and Subhuman joining. Possibly Mara Jade or Lethal Lightning. So yeah, definitely tune into that one, folks. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.